recording. Okay, so hi friends. It's so good to see faces. So for those of you that don't know, this is our third Zoom video in our Cooking Up a Healthy Community series to get funds for our annual fundraiser for the Highmark Walk for a Healthy Community. And so we have these Zoom options for just talking about building up our young leaders is kind of our theme for this year. And so our first one first one was like a welcome trivia night type of thing, which was really fun. Then our second one, which is on our YouTube channel, is talking about building up our young leaders. And we had some voices from the community talk about what they're doing and how they can be supported, how they support others, and just things like that. So if you're interested in that, it is on our YouTube channel. But today we're going to be talking about our Agape Graduate program. And I think most of you know at least a little bit about it. And it is an extension of our Agape Satyagraha program. So after they complete all of those levels, then they'll move on to this program. So I'll have Brielle kind of speak a bit about what the Agape Satyagraha program is, and then how it moves into the graduate program.
Hello, hey guys. So basically the Agape Satyagraha program is different teachings from Martin Luther King, Gandhi, and Jesus. And it's 5 different levels that encourages you to be peace advocates. So basically how to de-escalate conflicts and how to kind of avoid conflict, but if you get into conflict, how to address it. And there's the white level, the green level, the blue level, the brown level, and the black level. And the higher the levels go, the more complicated it gets, as in it's more harder because it challenges you more to follow those actions opposed to talking about what the actions are. And through different role plays, strategies, and activities, you're encouraged more and more to learn what conflict looks like and how to basically not get into it as much and do better in your community. So how that looks with this program coming after it, the brown level kind of is like active role plays that you do in everyday life, like a mediation circle or being a mediator for others. And then the black level is more like go out into the community and kind of be the change that you wish to see. And so what the graduates are doing is, at first they're not graduates and they're going through the program, so they have that basic understanding and they have that practice, which usually lasts for 1.5 to 2 years is the average time it takes to get through the program if you're coming every week. And then now they're working on projects in the community to basically show that, okay, we have peace, we have this understanding of peace. How can we bring peace in different activities or in different visuals around the city? So we're sharing what we're learning in the building and actually sharing it within the city. That's basically what I have for that.
That was so good, Brielle. That was a good segue in. So it's really interesting seeing what we're doing now and kind of the beginning process of creating the graduate program. So about 1.5 years ago, I was working with a summer intern, I believe, that we had from Messiah to work on a graduate program. And it was this like really strict program where each graduate had their own project, and it was based on something they were passionate about, but it was like going through like kind of black level thinking and thinking socially and doing research and things like that. And so we had a period of time where the graduates were doing that kind of work, and then we found that it needed to be something more open and something where they were more able to use their creativity and teamwork. And so that's where another Messiah graduate intern, she came in the fall, I think it was last fall, and we worked on this program. And it has actually been going really well. We've been getting a lot of other organizations involved. So we were able to partner with Tri-County. We're looking at partnering with Heating God's Call. And then specific elements of Tri-County, like the Allison Hill Farmers Market, and then Sprocket Murals. And so we're able to really connect with other organizations and other people in the community. And that's been really cool to see. But one graduate was not able to be here today. Her name is Dynasty. And back when we had like that first draft program of the graduate program, she had, her whole idea was painting abandoned buildings to kind of shift the narrative of Allison Hill as like not a place that's like run down and blighted and like everything is wrong and there's this like dark cloud over the neighborhood. And she really wanted to change that. She wanted to shift that, and through something that she was passionate about, which is art. So a number of the other graduates are like super gifted in artistic talents, and so we were like, let's go with that. And so now we're here, and it's really cool to see all of that starting to come to life. So another one of our graduates who has some incredible artistic gifting is Mylia. And so Mylia, if you would just talk about how like this program has allowed you to put visuals to your passions and how you connect with the program as it is now.
Okay, can you hear me now? My mic wasn't working.
Yes.
So this project has helped me towards my passion because it's allowing me to be more creative and being grateful that Harrisburg is my hometown, and I don't have to be like ashamed of how it looks because how people want to treat it. So like by us painting these murals on like abandoned buildings and like just beautifying Harrisburg, like all together, it's just making me feel more grateful. And it's also allowing me to be like a leader in these things and like have people like look up to what we're doing, and maybe it'll like give them a change of heart and like, okay, well, if this church is doing this for the community, then maybe I want to do it too. And it just, yeah, it just makes me feel more better and being part of this program that we're doing.
I just want to say it's been really cool to see Mylia kind of take the lead in a lot of these projects. And she has been like the one that has like led the group in a lot of these. And she's always like on top of things and willing to be around and help and however. So it's been really cool to see her get more involved and share more and really use her voice. So I think that's been really cool, especially when we talk about building our young leaders. She's one of the main ones I think of. So now I'd like to, we don't have any other graduates on right now, but if there's any questions for either of the graduates or anything else, I open that up now.
Yeah, I'm just interested in the process for, excuse me, painting some of the old houses and so forth. How do you go about doing that in terms of, you know, like, is it legal? Is somebody going to come cart you away because you're painting somebody else's house? You know, how do you do that?
So we are working with Tri-County Community Action, which is like just right up the street from us. And they actually have a program where they have boards, and instead of like just painting abandoned buildings that are falling apart, you paint the boards and then they'll board up the buildings.
Oh.
So I think I have to get back in touch with them, but I don't think they start until the summer is when we'll start actually painting those boards. But that's kind of the process, is you kind of like apply and talk to Tri-County, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, you can paint these boards, and then set up a time, they'll give you the boards and then we'll paint and then they'll put them up.
So it's like sheets of plywood that you paint?
Yeah.
Cool idea. Donna, you're muted.
What are some of the pictures that you're going to be painting? Do you have ideas, Mylea, Brielle?
The idea that we came up with for the planters is that we're going to paint the stay up that we had like as a group came up with, because Bill always says it every time the program is over. So like it's just like kind of a way to just stay up, like above anything that's negative, anything that's like was bringing you down in that week, just stay up, like, you know, just be more positive for the rest of the week and just show a better role for everybody else instead of just bringing everybody else down. So that's one of the pictures that we wanted to paint.
Good.
The way it's set up now is that the plan is for each quarter to do at least one mural or one painting project, and then it'll be centered around a topic. So the first quarter was like Black Lives Matter, and we talked about police brutality and things like that. And then that was our social justice library. And then this one, we're talking about food justice, and we're working with Tri-County and the farmers market to design the cover for the Allison Hill recipe book. So that's not like a mural, but it's a really cool art project.
Yeah.
So the next 3 months, we'll be talking about food security.
What's the likelihood you're going to find other people from the community who want to pitch in and help with that sort of thing?
So right now, in terms of, are you talking about the graduate program or Agape?
Yeah, graduate.
So the graduate program is basically for if you go through the program. So it would just be people that have already graduated. So apart from Mylea and Brielle, we have three others that are good about coming around and stuff. So they've been really helpful. And then another graduate has like come around, but not really been interested in like this specific program. So kind of talking to the graduates that have already been through the program and seeing if they're interested, especially those that haven't been around for a while. But we also have been talking about kind of expanding our Agape Satyagraha program. And I just got an email from Gerald today about meeting with somebody in Steelton, High Spire, I think, that is interested in having an Agape Satyagraha program over where they're at. And that's like a performing arts center, which could be really cool, especially if we connected it with the graduate program and doing like a different kind of art. So that could be really cool.
It's really exciting to hear, like both sides of it, both how Agape like continues to connect with people in the community and other organizations keep finding it and building that excitement, and also the graduate program. So I guess we heard about like at least a couple murals that you're working on so far and others that you've planned. Like, so this question, like maybe it's still conceptual, maybe it's one that you already did, but what's the mural you're most excited about like preparing for the community?
Planters.
The planters?
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
And are these the planters around the church, or are they going like further? Like
They're like on Dairy Street Market, and I don't know where else, but like,
okay.
Yeah, I think it's up Dairy and Market. There's a lot of them. So they're like, that whole street is like getting redone, especially between 13th and 14th looks really good now. So
I know it's been a year. I can't wait to come by, guy. It's just been so long. I've never been this long away from home, really, or from the church, which is home. So that's exciting.
You get
what is? I'm sorry. I had one other question, and that is like, what's the community response so far to the artwork? Or maybe there's not enough out there, but like, do you have a sense yet, like how people beyond the church are responding to it?
So the only one we've done right now is the social justice library one, which is in the church. So we haven't really gotten much response from people outside of the church, other than like people who have seen it online and said it's really cool. But
I was wondering, to follow up on Marie's question, since this is right at the very beginning, the project's right at its very beginning, have you given any thought to how you would assess what impact it has had over, say, a period of a couple of years or so? How do you figure, like for instance, when you put a planter out there, do you get to put our logo on it or a name, or is it signed in any way? Or do you have a way of gauging reactions to the artwork? Does Tri-County think about that? Or
I think Tri-County definitely does studies for things like that, but in terms of like our organization, we haven't thought of any like survey style things. Mostly because right now we've just been partnering with others. So other than like the mural in the church, which I mean we could do a survey for, but then it would, I mean, that would also be helpful because it's like you just ask the people in the church versus like trying to get the whole community done. But in terms of like if we do stuff for Tri-County, if we do stuff with Heeding God's Call and things, that they're more likely to do the like evaluation, how that's going on their end.
The social justice library mural that they did a wonderful job with is featured in Harrisburg First Church worship at least once a month. We have Eric and Daniel and Alyssa and Josiah have all sat in front of the corner. We call it the book nook. And then they read a book to the kids, and they have a, what is it? Social justice word of the month.
Yeah.
Word of the month. And yeah, now because we haven't, the kids and the adults haven't really been inside church very much, we haven't lent a lot of these books. This is in collaboration with Christian Education, so that's why I'm like in the know about this library. So we just had a meeting yesterday, and we said when we have our outdoor Bible school event this summer, we're going to bring a cart of lending books, and the kids can borrow books. So we will start getting those books out there to the kids.
Any other comments or questions?
well, I guess this is again another kind of follow-up question about Agape itself. We've been talking for the past year or so about how we might get more participants, and I'm wondering, do you think there's going to be much of a connection between the stuff we're doing out there in the community, and is that going to be done in a way that it might feed us in terms of being able to help the community more by having more people on the program?
So there's like a lot of projects in the works. So one that's coming up in June is a Unity Festival, and this is like the second annual one. It's going to be held at Reservoir Park, and we're going to have a table set up. So the idea is to have like a piece of plywood or a really large canvas, and kind of have community kind of focus more on the children and younger people, and then have them interact with the blank canvas and like put their own art on it, and then use that as an opportunity to talk about Agape and share the curriculum and trying to get people interested. So ways like that, and then also like connecting to other events and things like that, I think is helpful.
Yeah, I think the mural at that event is a great idea.
Why, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah, it's been really cool. One of the coolest things is connecting with so many other people that are also working in the community, and it's kind of like broadened our networking system. So we've met Veronica from Tri-County, who's in charge of like neighborhood revitalization type of stuff, and then Victoria, who's works with the farmers market, and then other churches, and kind of just talking to people about what we're doing. And even like other OEP stuff I've been doing, I've been telling people about it. And it's really cool to get the feedback and just kind of positive affirmations about what's happening. And it's cool to see them use their gifts in a positive way. Now people get to see their art all the time, and
Yeah.
that's really cool.
I like it.
Well, and especially you're talking about a generation, you know, often young adults are the ones that drift away from church or drift away from big activities. So the fact that they're interested in continuing to be involved with something that they learned as middle schoolers and high schoolers is wonderful. And who knows where this will go.
Yeah, and I think this specific program, at least lately, has brought, at least even if it's a small group, like a group together that are also now willing to go like a little further. So like we've been looking at an Agape Kids curriculum, so we get like 3rd to 5th graders to come in, since that's where we have an in right now with community classroom. So like working with that curriculum and then having people in the group like volunteer and be excited to lead them is also really cool. And so just like having a space where everybody feels empowered to lead has been amazing to see.
Leah, did you paint those things behind you? The spoon and the fork and the eat?
Oh, yes, I did.
That's wonderful. Isn't this about feeding a healthy community or making a healthy community? Perfect.
I also made this. It says love yourself.
That's great.
Aw.
It says love yourself.
Can you put it down a little bit? Like the face?
Very pretty, very nice.
Aw.
She's so good. And Brielle's really good too.
Period.
Very nice. What are
And
you
here
going to do
I was
with that
thinking
one?
that the spoon and fork was something you bought at some fancy art store or something.
It was pictures under it. I painted over top.
Yeah, yeah, that's the great masters did the same thing.
So what are you going to do with that picture that you painted about love yourself, Leah? Where's that going?
I have not figured it out yet. I have a lot of artwork that's not hung up yet or unboxed. Yeah.
You could have a great career ahead of you. That's really very nice work.
It is.
You got to make sure you get it out of your place and put it somewhere people are going to see it.
Yeah, like at the church.
That's a start.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, I was
Someplace with
thinking
little
Madison
price tags
Avenue.
underneath
I
it.
know.
I was gonna say.
We had some of their art in our last silent auction for our end of the year fundraiser. So we'll have to have it again.
Yeah.
Brielle, do you have any of your work to show us?
If you're talking about any paintings, no. That's not my work though. I have my senior presentation that's soon going to be sent out to me, so that'll be cool.
I'm waiting to watch that. Sorry, I couldn't come when you did it.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, tell everybody what that was that you did, Brielle.
So I was double majored in college, and like the last few weeks of college, I changed my main major. They make you do like the senior thesis and stuff on both classes, but for this semester it was for the peace and conflict major, and we were assigned to basically come up with something that if it was done correctly, we could find a means to find peace in it. And after he brought up it has to have meaning in a certain audience and stuff, I came up with a project that was angled to the denomination as it is in the US. And basically it was how to further the kingdom of God through integration in the church. And basically I challenged the church to grow in its members of color, and to do work where we're intentionally thinking of other members that don't look like our average pool of members in the church. And it went pretty well. And there was a lot of involvement from different pastors around like Ohio and different parts of the US. So some of them got to see it too. And overall, it was a good start to something that I'm looking forward to continuing.
Good. Sounds great.
So if you could describe like what a painting or like what a visual representation of your project would look like, what would it look like?
I'm glad you asked. Basically, there's a photo that I had at the very end of the presentation that got me like really emotional. Like I think that photo really was the heart. It wasn't the heart until I presented it and realized what it meant. But basically there's an image from Easter Sunday this year of all of the children that came to service, and no child looked like the other child. Every child came from a different background, unless they were siblings, of course, but there were so many different like ethnicities, and they were all like practically holding hands against a wooden gate or whatever. And I kind of shared like, you can't tell any of these children in this photo that one of them's going to make it to the kingdom and the other can't. Like they don't know hate between each other, and all they know between each other is why God loves them and why they should fellowship together. So that would probably be, if that was painted somewhere, or that representation somewhere, that would be what would be painted for that project, basically.
Wonderful.
Where is that picture?
It's funny because Donna sent me the photo.
I know. I was like, I think it's on Donna's Facebook.
Donna sent me the photo, and then like as I looked at my presentation, there's barely any photos, so I added like maybe 3 or 4 photos to the presentation, and that was the last photo. But I was like, this would be a great photo for the presentation and a good point to make. But
Yeah,
Donna,
the photo's on my phone. I don't do Facebook.
It's on Donna's phone.
But Brielle did the young disciple message on Easter, and Brielle and Alyssa made Easter baskets for the kids. So I think I sent them the picture about, and to me that represents what God wants us to be, all different colors. And our church just had a wonderful celebration with all the graduates from Messiah and Penn State and PACE and Harrisburg University. We had 9 college graduates.
Wow.
And there was one Caucasian and biracial and Black and Asian and Hispanic. And to me,
we had an African person too.
That's what God, that's what God
very impressed.
calling our church to do. And calling us as people of what we should be doing.
While you were talking about that picture, Braille, I was thinking about graduation Sunday, and I was like, it's cool that it's the younger kids, but it's also like our young adults too, and like all the ages in between. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I'm looking for the photo now. Here it is. This wasn't all the kids, but it's who we could get at the end.
Yep, that'd be the photo.
Oh, that's great. That
Wouldn't
really
it be
is great.
cool? I don't know if this is cool or weird, but if you did like a mural on the fence that made it look like the picture, so you did like the kids as they were. But
No, literally when you said, I don't know if this would be weird, I envisioned exactly what you just said.
You
No,
might
I
be
think
sued by BHA, but besides that, I don't know, I can't see a problem.
Yeah, we'd have to find out if it's our fence.
yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
I don't even know.
I
if it's
think it is. I think it is. I think
I
Alan
think
has to clean it.
is.
Here's the other one. Yeah, I think Alan paints the fence.
Yeah.
That's
that would
great.
be so cool.
I'm glad you used that. That's great.
So we can still talk after, but our next Cooking Up a Healthy Community Zoom event will be about the Umuntu House, which is a community house that Josiah and Christine started. And Eric and Daniel both live there as of now, and Brielle will be living there after they leave. So that's been a really cool thing that's happening, and definitely would encourage everybody to register for that, because I'm excited to hear them talk about the process of like what it took to do it, and then kind of like what their vision is and how that has taken shape, and what are their goals for it moving forward type of thing.
Wait, let's when is that?
The 6th
Of what?
June 6th. That Monday.
That's a Sunday, I think.
The 7th. June 7th. Yeah, because it's 6-7. No, yeah.
You should reach out to the people that are moving into the Umuntu House
Yep.
too, because it's really inspiring some people's reasons of why they want to live there, like what their intentions are.
Mm-hmm. I know a little bit about it. Well, because I basically also live there. So it's been cool to kind of hang out, do community meals, and just kind of like learn what they want for the community house, and the intentions behind it is really cool.
Is that at 5 o'clock again?
Yes. And then I believe that's the last one, but you can always donate. Donations are always open. And we do have prompts on our social media. We have food for thoughts and challenges. So the food for thoughts are just kind of like prompts to get kind of like make you think about the ideas of a healthy community, and like what it means from like an interconnected mindset. So like it's not just food, but it's also like education, and not just like nutrition, but also like mass incarceration. So like it has all of these different facets that build a healthy community, and kind of like picking those apart, and like what area are you working with, what area do we need to grow most in, and things like that. We are not walking this year. It's all virtual. Sorry, Marie.
Yeah, but we're walking, aren't we? Like I'm walking up here with my family.
Oh, I mean,
are we actually doing
it? I mean, I'm not going to tell you don't walk.
I'm so excited. It's like the first time in years I get to join the Highmark Walk because it's virtual. We're doing it for Father's Day. We're doing it for Father's Day for my dad. And so hitting the roads, team hitting the roads. We have to start.
I know, I saw that.
Haven't actually started fundraising for it.
I saw that, and like that is genius.
We've been using that title for anything that we do as a
I love it.
But okay, so we're not all doing it on the same day. All right, fine.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
have
send you pictures.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I know, because last year we did a like why I walk and like everybody sharing videos and pictures of them walking and stuff. But I didn't get much response. So I was just like, okay, we won't do that this year.
Okay, well, we're doing videos. So hitting the road, you get videos from
Okay.
Vietnam, from San Diego, from New York, and from Philly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Please send that to me. please give me those.
I'll send them. Yeah.
And if anybody else is walking for Highmark, also send those to me so I can put them on our social media.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I thought Malia's camera turned black and white, and I was about to say, Malia, how did you do a edit like that? But it was just head down, and everything behind her was black and white.
Okay. So,
Well, I got to tell you that this is really an improvement over what I get to see out here in the wilds of Lancaster County all the time. It's really nice.
this or Lancaster?
Lancaster.
Uh-huh.
No, I think he meant this. Look at all of your
Okay.
faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice because both of our the last Zoom and this Zoom have been like totally different people. So that's been really cool.
I have a question, Alyssa.
Mhm.
We take things to community aid because we don't have the box out there anymore. And we always wonder what number we should use.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us?
Yes, it's 10018.
Okay, I better write that down.
I always remember because it's 100 and then 18.
118, okay.
And then it's also in the BCMPEACE newsletter. If you get that, it's in there every month. Which also, if nobody gets the BCM newsletter, sign up for that. There's some good stuff in there.
You do a very good job.
Thank you.
And Daniel and Eric do a good job writing in the Growing Edge too, and for the BCMPEACE newsletter. Good job.
Yeah. Are there any other questions, comments on the fundraiser, on like what a healthy community is, how we're building up our leaders, the program, anything?
Good work.
Okay. I know this one was short. We were missing a person, but it was still good. Still good conversation.
It was short but mighty.
Oh, good. Good.
So good to see you, Steve.
I'm glad I attended.
Me too, my Leah.
It would have been even shorter without you.
I know. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming, and you can stay updated on our website, watch videos on our YouTube channel, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, and those we'll be sharing like what we're doing in the moment with the Peace Through Art Agape program when the next thing happens on social media and our website.
Be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you all are doing. It's good being with you all again.
Nice to
Thank
see
you to OEP for the
Course.
Zoom lessons, the grant funds, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friends.
See you all later.
Bye.
Thank you guys for coming.
Bye.